Hello, in this video I'm going to solve the gold level problem on the topic of trigonometry, numerical calculations. Let A be this expression that you see on the display now. The exact value of A is equal to, pause the video at this point and give it a try to see which one of the given following options is the correct answer to the problem. To solve the problem, first we concentrate on this part, and I multiply 1 here, 1 there, and sine 15 degrees here, sine 15 degrees there. So if you don't mind, let me give this part a name. So let me call this part B. Okay, so B becomes equal to 1 times 1 plus 1 times cosine 15 degrees plus sine 15 degrees times 1 plus sine 15 degrees times cosine 15 degrees. And now I want to calculate this part and that part individually because these are very famous combinations in trigonometry. Yes, if you know the formula of this in your head, you can just use it. Otherwise, let me find it for you from scratch. Let me give them names. So let me call this part C, and let me call this part D. Okay, so in order to find C, I will write it, I factor a square root of 2 out from the expression, and I would write it 1 over a square root of 2 cosine 15 degrees plus 1 over a square root of 2 sine 15 degrees. Yes, that's correct. Why? Because if I multiply this back here, this one and that one are cancelled, I get my cosine 15 degrees back. The same for the second term. So this is indeed equal to C. I haven't done something wrong. Okay, but what is the benefit of doing that? 1 over square root of 2 is also famous in trigonometry. It is sine 45 degrees, or if you want, you can write it cosine 55 degrees. Here, I will write this as sine 45 degrees, and here I will write it as cosine 45 degrees. So then it becomes what? Square root of 2 sine 45 degrees cosine 15 degrees plus the other way around. So this becomes cosine 45 degrees sine 15 degrees. But if you somehow remember this very famous combination in trigonometry, this is the right hand side for the addition formula for sine, in which one angle is 45 degrees and the other angle is 15 degrees. So you can write it as a square root of 2 sine of the sum of the angles, 45 degrees plus 15 degrees. But then it becomes square root of 2 sine 60 degrees, and sine 60 degrees is also famous in trigonometry, so that number is a square root of 3 over 2. If you multiply them, it becomes a square root of 6 over 2. So C is found, yes? And of course, D is also a very famous combination. As you know that D can be written as 1/2 times 2 sine 15 degrees cosine 15 degrees, yes? So what I have done, I have actually multiplied the expression by 1/2 and 2, so that will be the same expression, but the benefit is that this is the double angle formula for sine, so it becomes sine of the double angle. So this becomes 1 over 2 sine of the double angle means sine of 30 degrees. But sine of 30 degrees is 1/2, so 1/2 times 1/2 is 1/4. So D is also 1/4. Okay, so now for finding B, I need to add 1 to C to D. D is 1 over 4. If I add 1 to it, it becomes 5 over 4. And then I copy paste the number square root of 6 over 2 for B. So B becomes equal to 5 over 4 plus a square root of 6 over 2. Okay, but now that B is known, I put it back in this expression, multiply it by 8 and take a square root. So this becomes A equals to square root of, I multiply everything here by 8. So if I multiply this by 8, it becomes 10. If I multiply the second term by 8, it becomes 4 square root of 6. But this is not among the options that I have. Actually, this is calculated, so this is the exact value of 8. In order to make it similar to one of the options, you have to know that 10 can be written as square root of 6 to power 2 plus 2 to power 2, yes? Square root of 6 to power 2 is 6, 2 to power 2 is 4, 6 plus 4 is 10, so that's correct. And the next term can be written as 2 times 2 square root of 6. And now this is a very famous combination in algebra, so it can be written as the first one plus the second one totally squared, yes? Let us double check. The first one squared is this one, the second one squared is this one, 2 times the first one, the second one is this one, so that's correct. And now this square root will cancel this second power. It becomes absolute value, of course, of a square root of 6 plus 2, but a square root of 6 plus 2 is positive, so really we don't need any absolute value signs. So this will be the number that we have. Okay? So I hope that this video was useful for you. Until the next video, be safe and goodbye. Thank you.